This is the place where sports opinions collide. Dead in sports. I'm your host, Kenneth Beans. Joining me on the show, I have Nick, Manny, FIFO, Shelton, and Spike. What up, y'all?
What's happening? What it do?
Nothing much. Nothing much. Glad everybody is tuned in and ready to get rolling. We appreciate you guys joining us for another week in sports. We had a big game last night. We are going to recap the Michigan Wolverines beating the UConn to win the national championship. We're also going to talk about the women's game too. Then we're going to get into the NBA. It's not much to talk about in the women's game, but anyway, we're going to get into the NBA as we approach the final stretch of the regular season, and then of course talk about the Nuggets and the Spurs. They had a big matchup as well over the past week, so the playoff picture is shaping up, and these teams are really starting to lock in, those that are in it. And then we got power rankings, right? We might close out with some power rankings as well. FIFO got y'all on that. So let's go ahead and get started. Do we have a worst performance of the week?
Should be.
Yeah. I had
All right.
I sent it to Jalen.
Boom. Here we go.
Listen. We wouldn't be a black broadcast if we didn't talk about this, man. this low life head coach for UConn. Low life. He's a low life, man. He go out here and make this about himself and go on this whole rant, stomping his feet like a spoiled white man. That Don Staley didn't come shake his hand at the beginning of the game, acting like it was tradition, which, okay, it may be. And she may not have went out there.
She did
when he's talking about, but she shook his hand before the game, Sheldon, as you were saying. He's talking about another incident where he apparently was standing in the middle of half court. But to make that the issue after she beat your team, after y'all have won 36 straight, and this is the loss that y'all have, to act like the classless low life that you are and make that the issue, to not shake her team's hand, to go to the locker room before like the game is over because you lost, crying like a little spoiled baby. This is the worst performance that we've seen of the weekend and in a while, especially from someone who, like Gino, knows how to win, has won before, but doesn't look like he want to share the stage with Dawn. I know she said they talked, they squashed it. I don't care. I don't like how he looked. I don't like the dynamic of it. It was terrible. No forgiveness for me for Gino. Worst performance of the weekend.
He's an old white man, too. How old is Gino?
Old 70. And it's
yeah, so he from the, he from the old times, the good old days. So
boy, it's just him and Bob Barker, kid.
Hey, that Bob Barker was wild, bro.
Hey, bro, I'm hurt. My childhood is ruined.
Yes, Nick, we phenomenalized it too because we were right there watching.
But it was in front of our faces the whole time, bro. Hey,
like with all those white men,
he would hit black people with the hand. he would touch it.
Man. But yeah, Gino was wild, and man, that was a real sore loser moment by him. And he really made himself look bad acting that.
And
way.
I like how Don responded.
Yep.
I whoop
I'll
Gino
beat your ass. Yeah. And the optics look bad.
To me, the whole thing is like, again, she won. She beat UConn, which is a great, she could put that on her resume. But if she would have won the title, that would have made everything better, or at least make it competitive, because it does make it seem like this was her. I mean, most people would do that. They're like, this is our championship. We got to get through UConn no matter who you trying to, especially when you talking about women's basketball. You're going to have to get the UConn, and she did. But yeah, I just wanted this sweet revenge of like, nigga, you was shitty, period. Nigga, I got your chip. But he's still catching some heat. Like, I think he kind of changed. Like, people are looking at him a little bit differently now, especially like when you not only are you talking to a woman, but a black woman at that who's been balling, doing her own thing. But I think if he doesn't win granted how great his resume already is, if he doesn't like continue this factory and machine that UConn is, they're gonna look at this being like the start of the end, where like you're not winning as much as you used to. You got other people coming up now, other coaches, other programs, UCLA, USC next year. You still got South Carolina. Like there's Texas, like they're gonna be teams where it's just like it's not gonna be an easy walk down the road for UConn anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see it like that specifically. I just think it was just a bad look on Gino Auriemma, the man, the coach, his aura, his mystique, right? Of the fact that like you just look so childish, right? Like it was just so uncalled for, so childish in that moment to just act like that, like totally unprovoked. Like, okay, even if it was a situation where she didn't shake your hand or something like that, like there's just a level of class and grace and humility that you have to have and professionalism, and that's just not that just wasn't the moment to do that, especially after a loss where you got your ass whooped, right? And you got beat fair and square. And to act like that, it just made a lot of people look at Gino Auriemma, who weren't already looking at him that way, probably look at him sideways like, yo, this dude acting kind of funny. Like, why would you act like this, especially in this moment? And you take away from what that program and what Dawn Staley accomplished in that moment and make it about yourself or make it about some phantom handshake. It just really made you look like a clown. So I don't know. His legacy is cemented. I mean, he's one of the greatest coaches of all time. That's not going to change. But yeah, I think just people's opinion of him as a person, I think, has been impacted for good, and just how he acted in that moment.
This could be the start of the end of that dynasty. Like, yeah, you're right. He is cemented, but it could be like, okay, this is how you like. We never really seen him lose like this, or like. Granted, they've lost before, but like,
yeah,
this seems different. This seems different.
Here's the thing, Nick. I the only reason I disagree with you, niggas, they won 54 straight.
Yeah.
So in all honesty,
last year.
Yeah. In all honesty, I think that it was definitely a classless move all the way around. But Gino felt like he was going to walk in that arena and put it to Don, which he don't like Don whatsoever. Because Don took his thunder. You got to think about it. Gino owned women's college basketball for what, 20 years? It was his sport. But and you got Pat Summitt, who was coming along, but it was really Gino's world. And here come these other schools, the South Carolinas, which you can't name a lot of them. South Carolina, Iowa, when Caitlin Clark was there, LSU, teams like that. Those teams, even Tennessee coming back a little bit, but those teams kind of made their way into that conversation, but still, he was still back to being on top of the mountain. He had gained his spot back, and South Carolina took it again, and he just wasn't prepared for that. He was not prepared to lose this game.
And if it was just a one-off, it'd be one thing, but he's had issues. He had issues. I mean, everybody knows about Pat Summitt, and him had a war forever. He's had other issues with other coaches, so it's just a bad look.
Mainly those coaches that have beaten him multiple times, like Don, Pat Summitt. It ain't many because like I said, he's owned the sport, and he's still.
It's not a lot, but I'm just saying, like with NIL, everybody's getting, the competition is starting to spread out. So like, you really gonna have to like all these coaches that we glorify and all this stuff. This is the era where like all that shit really matters, because if everybody is equal billing and we just picking players based on how much bread we got, you're going to see exactly who is really a good coach and who is just making the most of just something.
And that's what, but see, with Nick, women's basketball game is still going to be the last one affected because those schools are still getting the best players. South Carolina is going to get the best players. UConn is going to get the best players. Those same teams are going to be at the top. It's not going to spread out like it is with the men. In the men's game, the transfer portal, I think it's like 2,900 players in the transfer portal already out of 5,900 players, something ridiculous like that. It's not going to be like that. I mean, they're still transferring in women's game too, but the level of talent is still going to be top heavy in the women's game.
It's not as deep. Like there's a lot of men's basketball players where, bro, like it's just a deeper pool of talent. But here's the thing, Nick, and this is why I agree with Shelton, Spike, Manny. This was extremely classless, and like Manny said, unprovoked. It definitely, you have to look at the man different, but I don't think it really affects the coach. The coach is arguably a gold standard of coaching, regardless of whatever you're coaching. That's what Gino stands for as a coach. As the human being, he looks like a dirtbag.
And to that point, FIFO, if I'm either one of these other coaches on the come up, that's what I'm using in recruiting. This who you want to play for? This dude right here that did this on this stage to her. Like I'm leaning heavy on that.
Bro, if there's a bag to be had, they do.
But then you said it though, Nick. You said it though, Nick. We all can offer the same bag. So you gonna play for him?
Yeah, but
No.
okay, we'll see. We'll see how much like
but
UConn's
Nick,
owned the sport for a while, so they may have different pools of bags, to pull from.
look, Gino is Gino. Gino's still gonna get some girls out there. You know what I'm saying? He's still gonna get talent.
He can be the
But
top, yeah.
But Spike is right. Now he done, you know what I'm saying, opened up something that he didn't need to that can be used against him. So as a man, think about it. You're not talking, I'm not saying as a coach, everybody knows you go play for Gino Auriemma, you're getting some of the best coaching in the world.
Yes.
But we also know that as a man, it looks like he doesn't really respect women that way. Huh? You really
especially black women.
Especially black into that.
Yeah.
I mean, exactly.
Yeah, like my daughter ain't going there. That type of stuff could happen.
And exactly. And now parents are looking at it like, I don't think that's where we want to go.
Yeah.
And even if Gino gets into that living room, now it's something that you have to think about. He's still going to land talent because it's Gino. But come on, Nick. That's not a good look.
Well, the number, Shelton, I got it here. Be put it in the chat. 5,600 players, 5,607 to be exact. Total in Division I basketball and 2,901.
That's crazy.
Is that not crazy?
Not really. It's capitalism. This is what we wanted, bro. This is. Hey, I'm fine with all this. I hate what's coming up the hill.
Yeah.
I hate what's coming up the hill. Literally, what's coming up the hill as far as them trying to regulate this shit and cap.
It ain't gonna happen.
I think it does need some sort of regulation. Here's
I think it does too.
The only thing that I feel like needs regulation is just these 5, 6, 7 year guys playing in college sports. Like that's ridiculous. We're done with the COVID year. COVID was 6 years ago. Like we're done with that. Like you shouldn't have 27.
You over it.
I guess.
Like, bro, you got 27-year-olds playing, 26, 27-year-olds playing against.
But if you have eligibility, but the thing
that's crazy.
That's the rules, bro.
But Manny, look, listen. We like college isn't necessarily an age thing; it's an eligibility thing. So if so let's just say I was some person in some random country, but I'm super nice, never been discovered. I go to an open run and I'm 24. And coach is like, you never played college ball before? All right, let's go. Like, it's not
I get what you're saying, FIFO, but like, you got kids, I got kids. Like, I got kids playing. It's like, bro, there's something to like. You got an 18-year-old, and you got this dude who's 25 who should be.
Let me ask you.
For me, he's playing major college athletics. That's a bad look.
No, it's not a bad look. You know why? Because at the end of the day, a lot of these kids are trying to go to the next level, and the next level isn't always the NBA. It's going pro overseas and other pro leagues, right? So you're gonna have to be playing up anyway, and the best players typically play up. Look at Cooper Flagg. He reclassified. He should have been you know what I'm saying, a freshman this year. Yeah, exactly. And he's out here scoring 50 points and the only teenager to ever do it in the NBA. So I don't want to hear that argument of an age gap. I think that age gap, hold up, Manny. That conversation, I think it holds more water the younger we're talking about, right? Because I see my son and my nephew, and they're only 2 years apart, and it's a big difference. But when we're talking 18 and 24, nah, bro, you better. That's
a big difference too, though, FIFO.
I'm not saying that it's not.
Here's the thing,
but I'm just saying that talent-wise, you should be able to overcome that.
Here's the thing for me. I just feel like the lack of continuity can dilute the product. That's my fear. My fear is the fact that you don't get any continuity. It's really hard to build a structured team and unit to play consistently when you're transferring. So many people are moving around, and these people are landing in places that ain't helping them develop to get to the next level anyway.
They wasn't doing it anyway.
Exactly. Real quick, college basketball was better than it's ever been this year.
It's
a long time.
That's because we had some talent.
That's part of it, but it's spread out now. It's not hoarded. It's not like every number one player in every state on one team.
Yeah,
it's not AAU anymore. It's only one or two guys that are nice, and it's getting spread out. Yeah. So that's the reason why college basketball.
And this year had an all-time year when it came to the 100%. Freshmen, veteran players. My thing is like, okay, there are extenuating circumstances. Guys get hurt. Guys never play the sport. there are extenuating circumstances. I don't want to make it this ironclad thing, but my thing for me is like you have 4 years of eligibility, one if you do redshirt, right? And that's it. 5 years, bro. You can't have dudes playing 8 years of college basketball.
I don't disagree.
Manny.
That's wild, Manny. That aspect
bro, the
is
dude in
wild.
Auburn,
And Michigan won a national championship.
The dude from Auburn
from
last year. What's his name? I forget his name. My man from Auburn that transferred to USC.
was
Now he's in the
good.
transfer portal again. Like, bro, this dude has been in college for 6 years.
Manny,
Dude from Michigan been in college for 6 years.
First of all, why are you denying that those men their education? They are in there. They're getting a free ride to get
Carson
their
Beck
degree.
said it at the national championship game, bro. He's like, I'm not going to class. I graduated 2 years ago.
Listen, listen. For as long as the NCAA and college universities, whatever, have robbed these kids or now grown
I
ass
agree with you on
men,
that.
like I'm fine with all this. Let it happen. Let it be anarchy. Let it be chaos. Let these boys get
I
paid.
agree.
Because
And
once
anybody
they
who
put
wants
once they put the clamps on it,
Right.
they're gonna be
I agree with
asking for
that
this
point.
again.
I agree with that point. And anybody who disagrees with that, CC Will Wade. Look at that dirtbag. Look at everything that's going on in LSU. So don't tell me about you care about the sanctity of the players and amateurism, because it's been business for a long time. My only thing is it just needs a minor regulation, and that's the only piece that I care about is that part. You can't have dudes playing 10 years of college. Niggas out here looking like Ken talking about their 5th-year senior. Like, bro,
If Ken Manny, if Ken working on his dissertation, let that boy play.
Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here.
Nah, but Manny, I'm with you on the aspect. And the first one that we saw was Chris Winkie with Florida State. That nigga was a 31-year-old rookie or some shit. That shit was wild.
Yeah,
28. It don't matter. You might as well round up Shelton. He was at least 30. That's
Yeah,
what
he
it
still
felt
was
like.
up there.
for sure.
He was up there. But at the end of the day, like I don't disagree with that point, Manny. Like 6-7 years of eligibility, like bro, like people jumping through loopholes just to continue to play ball. That needs to be policed. But like I agree with you. If I've just been discovered and I'm 25 and I got 5 years of eligibility, nigga, if I'm 30 playing college sports, it is what it is, baby.
Well, that ain't gonna happen. But let's find me the 25-year-old that's gonna do that. But either way, I think I mainly agree with Nick. Like these guys have been getting robbed all of these years, so this is their time to shine. Let them shine. So yeah. But one player that wish the old way still existed was Terrence Reed Jr. That brother can't find a winning team to save his life. So March Madness has officially come to an end. We close out the 2026 postseason with South Carolina Gamecocks women's basketball and UCLA Bruins women's basketball facing off in the women's national championship game, and UConn Huskies men's basketball and Michigan Wolverines men's basketball matched up in the men's national championship. UCLA and Michigan are now your new NCAA champions. But which game stood out to you the most?
I would say UCLA. I think the UCLA game, I don't think anybody really expected. I think most people respected UCLA as a good team, a worthy Final Four team, but I don't think anybody expected UCLA to do what they did to South Carolina. Part of it probably South Carolina playing their championship game Friday night, possibly. That's some of it, but they got beat down, bro. They got completely beat down in every facet of the game. So credit to UCLA. And their coach, who's been there for a while. I think she was the longest tenured women's head coach without getting to a Final Four or winning a championship. I don't know. Somebody in the chat correct me, but I think that was the stat that I heard the other night. So credit to them and credit to those girls for winning and beating a legitimate dominant team in South Carolina. And I think it's a good thing for the women's game, man. Having a different champion, a different school winning it. Now that opens up an avenue for UCLA to be able to get top recruits as well. Now that they're on the map finally as a basketball program. So I think it was a good thing. And I think that was the most surprising thing of the weekend. I think most of us expected Michigan to beat UConn. So I don't think that was much of a surprise. But I think UCLA definitely dominating the way that they did was a big surprise for me.
I agree with Manny in the sense of UCLA was pretty surprising. I'm very invested in the future with seeing how they continue to recruit and seeing that recruiting class that USC has coming in and how both of those teams' rivalry will play out amongst women's sports. I think it'll be something similar to what you had with Iowa, LSU, maybe, if UCLA can stay good. But I also was surprised at Michigan. Like, I knew they were a good team, the players that they have, but the way they dominated Arizona and really UConn.
Our HBCUs have a legacy that's straight up golden. And McDonald's is proud to help keep it that way. Since 2021, the Golden Arches has connected with the Thurgood Marshall College Fund to provide $1 million in scholarships for students headed to our HBCUs. That kind of cash helps keep bright minds on the yard, dreams within reach, and the future golden. Learn more about McDonald's Black and Positively Golden scholarships at mcdblackscholars.com.
They stayed in this game. They couldn't make shots. They did play well, but Michigan was just a better team. Like, the way they suffocated them on defense, nothing was easy. It seemed like they got every loose ball, made every shot that they needed to make. I knew Michigan was good, but I didn't know they were this good. And the Tennessee game, the game right before the national championship game and against Arizona, and the national championship game, they looked like a well-oiled machine. Like, it was something to see, to watch this Michigan team play these last 3 games. It almost looked like nobody could beat them. So that was really impressive to me.
I agree with you, Spike. And I think it was either the Sweet 16 or maybe the round before that when I watched Michigan, I felt like they had an answer for everything, right? Just the way that their roster was constructed. And obviously, I agree with you with it being such a well-oiled machine. In the history of the NCAA tournament, this was one of the worst one versus one losses in the Final Four when it was Michigan versus Arizona. They beat them by 18. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And everybody, and Shelton, you said this might be the national championship. Like this could be the matchup, and it wasn't close. Michigan had every answer.
I knew Arizona didn't match up well. I was surprised that they lost the way that they did to Michigan, but I just knew Arizona, because Arizona, to me, you got to honestly, the team that matched up the best against Michigan was Duke if they were healthy, but they didn't make it to the Final Four. Whatever, nigga. Let me get my feelings off. Anyway, whatever, boy. But I thought Duke was the team that matched up with them the best. I mean, they beat them in the regular season. You need size and shooting to beat Michigan, and Arizona just notoriously is a bad 3-point shooting team. I mean, I think they were the worst shooting percentage from 3-point for any one seed in, I think, 20 years. I think that I seen that stat somewhere. So everybody knew that Arizona was notoriously a bad 3-point shooting team. Yes, they had the size to match up with Michigan, but Michigan just had the athleticism, the size. I mean, Michigan was an NBA team. I mean, let's just keep it a buck. Michigan is basically an NBA team. They run a lot of NBA concept. Dusty May is getting a lot of looks as an NBA coach in the future. I mean, he's a hell of a coach. So Michigan is just dominant, but I think just from a surprise standpoint, I think it's got to be UCLA. I mean, who had UCLA completely dominating South Carolina?
I'm with you on that.
Every facet of the game too.
I'm with you on that, Manny, because I was again after they beat UConn, I'm like, okay, this is SC's. This is their year. This is their year to get it. Yeah. Don's going, officially move into a different class above everybody else. But they got their ass busted. Like, that spread, it's a 20+ spread. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was not thinking about that for a championship game, especially led by Coach Don. The Michigan one, I seen once they beat Bama, Ken, I was like, all right, that's the championship right here. Anybody that beat Bama,
they beat Bama.
Manny bringing up Duke, Sheldon. So you
gotta get Bama in there.
and only the herb, Lou, stop Bama from being great. They let my nigga
only the herb, huh?
They let my nigga just pats off. He would have been eating. But I saw Michigan a mile away, and I hate Michigan with a passion. But I knew Michigan once the way they was just beating teams, it was just like, bro, they're just a train.
Yeah, they're just the best team all year.
They're just a train. They're just a train, and everybody talking about Big Ten is now running college sports. Like,
they are.
If you want to be a champion and you want to make some money, you go to the Big Ten. That's a hell of a slogan.
Smoking like a true Midwest nigga.
Right.
I mean, it's true, Spike. The day
They got the biggest money,
the
bro.
day of the SEC, paying niggas through a church.
No, I know. I'm just hating.
It's don't work no more, man.
Hey, Lou,
I'm just mad
Don't
at
do that, man.
I'm just saying, I'm you know me, I mess with the South. This is my adopted home. You know what I'm saying? I'm repping Bama, but yeah, I gotta keep it a bean. You know what I'm saying? It's they the new factory.
Do y'all think one of these big schools like this will go after your girl from Iowa State? They went to
yeah.
Like
I think that's why. I think that's why she left
South Carolina or UConn. But to be honest, it'll be tough at either place because both those places emphasize defense, and she don't like to play defense. So in saying that, her helping you is kind of tough. So I would think that she wouldn't be at either place for that reason. But if you ask me, that for me, the Michigan UConn game was more surprising. Well, I'm not gonna say more surprising. The UCLA game, of course, was more surprising. South Carolina lost the past 2 championships these past 2 years by over 20 points each, which is ridiculous. But the theme was common in both these games. Size won. The bigger team that could rebound, block shots, and do all those things won both these games. But I was shocked that UConn hung in there as long as they did. I really thought Michigan dominated this game. So to only win by 6, to me, was saying a lot about Hurley and his coaching and keeping these guys alive, because that was not a good game. That was not a good game by UConn whatsoever. But to stick in that game like they did and still have a chance at the end like that, that speaks volumes for that team.
Shelton,
they just couldn't make no shots.
They couldn't make any shots.
I had a theory. I had a theory if UConn won. Obviously, we're moving a little slightly to the NBA. If UConn won, obviously Dan Hurley's in the Mount Rushmore, arguably, of college men's basketball coaches. So he has nothing else to prove at the program. If Mike Brown don't get the Knicks to the Eastern Conference Finals, you
gonna hire Nick?
Listen, Manny, you know what I'm talking about. The MTA.
I knew he was going to sleep.
Nick, he can speak the language. You know he can speak the language already. You seen him do it.
They say Connecticut is New York's backyard. The MTA goes straight from Hartford.
Nick, I ain't gonna lie. If anybody can handle it, he can.
He can go there.
I'm just saying.
But now that they lost, he got something to prove. He gonna come back.
Yeah.
Nah, man, y'all good. Y'all got Mike Brown. Everything is fixed.
But Ken, you're right too about Terrence Reed. Terrence Reed played for Michigan for 2 years, and he played for UConn for 2 years. There was 3 championships in that time for those 2 schools, and he won none of them. So wherever he was, he was getting.
That sound like T-Mac.
Oh man.
Yeah, my thoughts, because there's another question about which team disappointed you the most in the Final Four, both the men and women's. For me, it's South Carolina.
Easy.
And the reason why I picked South Carolina, Shelton, is because we had to sit there and watch the damn dance UCLA did after they won this damn shit. Bro, what in the entire hell? They did a dance routine after winning the national championship. What? I have never seen anything like that in my entire life. we need some. We need some straightening going on, man.
Yeah.
They didn't have no flavor then.
They have none.
It was
all white, and then
ain't no seasoning.
It was.
Man, so the victors go to spoils, man. You know,
it was definitely raisins in the potato salad in that after party.
That's the type of thing that looked like. Yeah, raisins.
There was not any melanin in that room.
You said there was a green bean casserole at the celebration ceremony.
God, I was asking Jalen about Betts. He said he don't even think she's gonna be a good pro.
Betts.
Yeah.
She you know what, Lou? She probably will because she has size and she can lay the ball up. That's half the battle right there. She can make a layup. And I'm not being funny when I say
yes, you is.
Goodness gracious of life, man. I have never been more frustrated. I wanted to break my TV a couple of times watching Joyce Edwards and some of these. Oh my goodness. Bet's gonna be all right. Goodness gracious.
Hey, Lou, stop listening to Jalen, bro. He ain't the end all be all.
Jalen
is trying to sell it. I get it.
He's trying to be the Ahmad Rashad. It's
Mel Kiper
stuff.
Women's basketball.
Yeah.
To answer your question, Ken, disappointing team, Arizona. The way they just got dismantled on the biggest stage. Arizona, Michigan, Duke, those were the three teams that I think everybody had penciled in.
Nobody had Duke.
Shut up, nigga. The way Arizona just got beat down in every facet of the game, kind of similar to South Carolina. I don't think anybody had Arizona getting whooped like that. I mean, people had Arizona losing, getting destroyed like that. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if you want to all the narrative around Tommy Lloyd and whether he was leaving, not leaving, taking to Carolina. I don't know if that maybe distracted him to it. I know it's an excuse, but I don't know if that has something to do with it. But they just look ill prepared. They look like they just had never played another physical team, and they just got destroyed.
Yeah, they definitely look scared and shook.
Come down.
Hey, Spike, don't be lying on me, bro. You ain't asking me about bets. You asked me about food.
I asked you Sunday. I said bets. I said the big girl from UCLA.
He said FUD. Yeah, he said FUD.
You wasn't there, nigga. What are you talking about?
No, I'm saying on the chat, he said FUD wasn't going to be.
Oh, well, I know. I asked you Sunday about bets, Jalen. Maybe you didn't hear me. I said, is the big girl from UCLA going to be good?
Oh, all right. Nah, I thought you were talking about FUD. I'm saying FUD. She's just going to be a shooter. She ain't going to be nothing more than.
No, Doc, I was talking about bets.
Doc, is Raven Johnson going to be a good pro?
Nah, she'd probably be but she's probably like a 6-man. Like she'll bring a spark, but she ain't.
So she's gonna be Chris Paul.
No.
Yeah,
unless you disrespecting Chris Paul. I mean, yeah.
I was.
Okay, then, yeah.
What'd you say about bets though? What'd you say? Since I got it wrong.
She's gonna be a solid pro. It also just depends on who she go to. So that's gonna be the main thing. So I mean, I could see her. Like if she go to Washington, that'd be a good spot for her next to Kiki learning. But I don't know. I don't know. Honestly, I gotta sit and think about it because she's gonna be the first overall pick. So she could be good in Dallas. She'd be good in Dallas. I think about it. Yeah, she'd be good in Dallas
as a Cowboy.
With Paige. Oh, and shout out to Nick for his asinine takes. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, we gonna bring. Listen, I plant seeds and they grow into trees later.
Them seeds are all dead on arrival.
Matter of fact, I want you to say it right here. So it's documented.
I wait until the Olympics.
No, I want to document it right now. What he said, because he stood 10 toes in the group.
I still stand 10 toes. Hey, listen,
what you said, Nick?
How many years do you think she got left?
I'm gonna say it to the offseason when we ain't got shit to talk about.
She gonna be hooping by then, so he gonna change his mind. Watch.
I ain't changing shit. I've been sitting on this for a while.
I agree with Nick. I agree.
Listen, hey Jalen, I do my research. Right. I got the papers I got documentation.
You got a crumble pads of tape on paper.
You might want to see your papers. You got a grade for your.
This flash note paper is like it's a fake
on there. Satisfactory.
I'm doing charts and everything.
Oh boy.
All right, well, that's it for college basketball, man. We are done with that. But no, it was an entertaining Final Four. So shout out to all of the winners. A couple of super chats that are related. F UConn, another successful hate watch.
I agree.
All right. FIFO is not crazy that Yatso Lindenborg is from the same recruiting class as Cade Cunningham and is 4.5 years older than Cooper Flagg.
That's crazy.
Is he German?
Yaxel? No, he's Puerto Rican.
Oh, Yatso sounds like a German name.
Yeah, Yaxel's Puerto Rican.
23 dude from Michigan.
Michigan, dude from Michigan.
Yeah, he Puerto Rican.
Oh, okay.
Yaxel.
Yeah. I thought
people.
Some soldiers got stuck over there.
I've never seen that
I ain't never seen it in Spanish either. So, hey, listen, I thought he was Dominican. Because Dominican. Is he Puerto Rican or Dominican? I thought he was Puerto
He
Rican.
said he Dominican in the chat.
we made Manny the ethnic
Manny Dominican. You Dominican though too, right, Manny?
No, Panamanian, man.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's Panamanian.
He just
Man, you said it's so confident at first and then changed.
Hey, Lou, how many Panamanians do you know?
A lot of us out there. You just didn't know there was Panamanian.
Yeah, because they passed it for
Manny the only one I know.
Puerto Rican.
Donnie Mitchell was Panamanian. Who knew?
Oh, wow, Nick.
Oh yeah, he
So you
is.
like Panamanian.
That's how you got Coco.
Yeah, he's Dominican. Yeah,
Yo, Shelton, I'm all for women's hoops, but those last 4 games made me want to relapse.
I feel you. I feel you, man. It's gonna get better though. It's gonna get better. We just ain't nowhere near where they think we are. You need to lower that round.
Yeah.
I'll say go to 9 feet.
Moving on to massive golf talk, baby. Let's go.
Hell no.
All right, man. Moving on. Let's get to some NBA. All right, moving to the NBA. We are in the final stretch of the regular season with 3 to 4 games left to determine the final seedings and play-in matchups for the postseason. The Atlanta Hawks and Charlotte Hornets are the sprout teams of the year in the Eastern Conference, with many believing they could pull off an upset against one of the top 4 seeds. Make a case for which team you see making it out of the play-in and the first round of the play-in.
Our HBCUs have a legacy that's straight up golden. And McDonald's is proud to help keep it that way. Since 2021, the Golden Arches has connected with the Thurgood Marshall College Fund to provide $1 million in scholarships for students headed to our HBCUs. That kind of cash helps keep bright minds on the yard, dreams within reach, and the future golden. Learn more about McDonald's Black and Positively Golden scholarships at mcdblackscholars.com.
Man, I'm gonna go with Charlotte. I think I'm buying into the Charlotte stock, man. I think that's a dangerous young team, man. I think they've just got guys, man. They got hoopers on that team. They got guys that can play. I think they have guys that are not afraid of the big moment. Say what you want to say about LaMelo Ball. He's built for the bright lights. And then they got that guy who went to Cameron and got his education, Con Bird, as I like to call him. That man is ridiculous, man. So I think Charlotte is coming, man. I think Charlotte is a team that is on the up, and I think that they are going to scare a lot of teams in that Eastern Conference.
Well, it's not going to be a lot of teams. It's only going to be one team. So if they win, what are they? The A seed?
They're the eighth.
Or
They're a half game out of 6. So if they win tonight, Toronto is going to lose tonight.
Yeah.
So they'll stay in 8th.
So it's a 3-way tie.
Well, they'll stay in 7th.
Hornets and Magic. A 3-way tie.
Yeah,
Right.
they'll be in 7th. They'll move up to 7th if they win tonight, which they're beating Boston by 4 in the 3rd. But they're right there on the cusp of being out of the play-in and playing the Knicks.
Yeah, I put it to you like this. I'm with you, Manny, and for this reason alone, even though I do like the Atlanta Hawks and the addition of Jonathan Kuminga. Hey, Nick, at some point during these playoffs, we got to have the Steve Kerr talk, because you was right. I'll give you your flowers when you get them.
Appreciate that.
But Jonathan Kuminga and the Atlanta Hawks, I like what they got going on, but they're not as good as what Charlotte has brewing in North Carolina. And the reason being, it all starts with LaMelo Ball. People talked about him having empty stats a couple of years ago, but it was a lot like Shea on a losing team. He was getting them 20 points. He was getting those buckets, but it didn't translate to wins because the team wasn't as good or good enough to get wins. And now we see that Charlotte has drafted, albeit, when Michael Jordan kind of took the back seat. I'm just saying he hasn't really been a great GM. But once he took a back seat to the day-to-day operations, and especially the talent and the personnel, we've seen that they have drafted fairly well. And they've drafted a team around LaMelo that works seamlessly, because this is the thing about LaMelo, right? And you talked about being bright lights. And also what I was talking about earlier, playing up. LaMelo Ball was playing high-level high school varsity basketball as a 7th and 8th grader. He's been playing 3-4 years up for forever. So he has an unorthodox game because I'm like 5'7", hooping at a very elite level, but now I'm 6'7", and his game is still unorthodox. So, bro, if you watch any of his, he don't jump to shoot threes. How do you guard that? The man could just. He is a wizard with the ball handling. Top 3 in the league. Top 3 in the league.
Hey, come on.
He's one of the best
We
players.
get it.
No, he is. He is.
Okay.
But now the others, they got guys that can go get buckets and that can go
Yeah.
hoop. And they had a stretch, I think, of 40 games that they had the best. What's the advanced stat called? That group had the best stretch in the whole NBA for like 40 games. So I'm buying the Charlotte stock.
I think the Knicks don't want to see them as a 6 seed. I'm telling you right now. I don't think the Knicks
Knicks don't want
hand
to
that
see
back
them
to you.
or Atlanta.
I'll hand it back to you, to both of y'all. But I think Charlotte was probably more dangerous when only Shelton was talking about them. Because now that everybody's talking about them, this feels like one of those things where...
Wait, hold on. Wait, no, you just not going to say Shelton because I've been on Charlotte.
I was on this here by myself.
You're a fan, but you're a fan.
No, I wasn't.
I've been no. You've always been a fan of Charlotte. No,
yeah, I have.
Run the tape. Let me get the super chats.
FIFA,
for
right?
context, Shelton was the one.
Thank you.
Shelton was the one when Charlotte got on this heater. He was the one constantly putting shit about Charlotte in the chat. That's what I'm talking about.
He was.
I didn't see shit from FIFO.
But it was when Shelton was doing it. Shelton was doing it after they had lost 20 straight games or some bullshit, and they won 2 straight. And Shelton like, here they come. Like he was.
It's our year. It's our year. They coming.
Yeah, Shelton was very early.
It was looking
FIFO
good.
was. I will say FIFO was on here talking about when we were on the show. When they did start getting into their groove, FIFO was on the bandwagon as well.
Okay, everybody wants credit for this, that, and other. What I'm saying is, when Shelton started specifically talking about them on this winning streak with that specific starting 5 unit, no one else, regardless of a fan or not, because he's a fan, I was objectively like not taking it all. I wasn't taking it that serious because Shelton has a fan's lens when he's looking at it. But I also wanted to be objective and let the situation play out and see, is there something to what was going on? So this turnaround, Shelton was the one that was ahead of it before anybody else because he's a fan. That being said, this feels like it's one of those stories that's shaping up to end very, 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 very sad for them because everybody's hyping them up now. But the one thing I wanted to say though is y'all are doing what's his name? Con Nipples dirty, bro. Because Con was the one that came on and turned this team around because LaMelo Ball was a damn losing ass player putting up these stats on this team. And then Con was the one that was lighting it up. Another thing Shelton was pointing out, and this team was rolling. Now we're late in the season. This team is winning. Now everybody want to talk about fucking LaMelo Ball.
That's the thing for me,
bro. They doing Con dirty, bro.
I agree. Con should get more credit.
That's the thing for me, Ken, is like I would say that LaMelo hasn't changed his game at all. FIFA was even talking about just recently as far as like people always talk about empty stats. So that says to me, Ken, he's always played the way he's been playing. It's just now that they winning, people are paying attention, but they not winning because of him, because he been there for a minute. When Nipple got there, he been bro. Charlotte picks top 3 every year. There's talent.
They didn't have good
people. You got to admit, when Nipple walked in the door,
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying culturally. I'm saying culturally, if I'm gonna give a catalyst to what's taking this team over the top, it's Con Nipple. It's not what they had previously last season.
Do Brandon Miller like that.
No, that's what I was gonna say.
Lottery picks.
Can I talk? I didn't get no point. You crazy? No, I'm just saying. I'm saying what I seen.
Go ahead.
I'm saying what I see. Like, bro, this team plays cohesively now because they have a guy who's, I believe, kind of like, I'm not saying he's their best player. I'm just saying he is the player that kind of takes them into an interesting stratosphere as far as like now people are taking them a lot more seriously than they used to. If I had to pick between the two, I would lean towards Charlotte, even though Atlanta's not that far back. But even then, with that being said, their best player, which I think a lot of people say is LaMelo, I don't trust that nigga at all. Like, I do not trust him at all.
Yeah. You're wilding.
Hold on.
I think Nipple's their best player.
Let me ask FIFO and Sheldon. FIFO and Sheldon, I want to ask you one question. Do you trust LaMelo to make the right play when it comes down to it?
This year I do. And here's the thing, Nick. That's what I was going to say. There is a difference. Now, his stats pretty much are close to the same thing as far as LaMelo, but his game is completely different. And what I mean by that, let me tell you the difference in LaMelo this year and in years past. This year, LaMelo takes defense to a whole nother level more seriously. And I do attribute Con with a lot. Y'all know Con is my rookie of the year by far because he's affected wins.
Not by far. You can't say by far.
No, it's for me, it's by far. He is. And he would have do. Let me tell you what's funny about that, man. Everybody was talking about Cooper in that 50-point game. They lost that game and then they're celebrating. I'm like, what kind of mentality is that? You lost that game by double digits and you celebrating.
I would celebrate. They had to celebrate all year. We ain't getting on it. Whatever.
Yeah, but what else they celebrate?
He's the only one to ever do it. He's the one to ever do it.
It don't matter. You lost the game. You ain't going to the playoffs.
Ain't nobody doing that.
Con is contributing to winning. These guys, he's winning these games. But LaMelo is the engine that does it. Even tonight, LaMelo got 36 in the third quarter right now. And Con got 8. LaMelo is the one.
Have you seen the shots he takes though, Shelton? These shots are crazy.
But that's always been his game.
But LaMelo has always had. That's why I can't trust it.
And here's
why I can't trust it.
Nick, and here's the thing also. Here's the biggest difference of any of it. LaMelo has the highest plus minus of anybody in the league by far. It ain't even close. It's LaMelo.
Oh, okay. What has he done in the playoffs with that? What are you doing?
No. I'm talking about now.
So then why am I trusting anything that he's saying?
You said which one? The difference between him this year and years past. This year, he's taking everything more seriously. Like I said, he's playing on both ends of the floor. We never saw LaMelo play defense. We knew he wasn't going to give no effort. He didn't care about wins and losses before. This year, you can tell that he's doing more.
But that's why I'm saying, like, it's a similar argument that I'm making with Wemby. It's like, until I see it, I'm not really going to believe it. It's different with Wemby because we're talking about them being a championship contender without having any playoff experience. With Charlotte, it's just kind of like, how does this team that's talented, that's winning games higher than they ever have before, at least in LaMelo's era, how are they going to play when it's a 7-game series? And like Ken said, everybody got pens and pad about what you do best and what you don't do best. Mm-hmm. And what I see LaMelo do that he hasn't changed, that both you and FIFO said, is that his shot is his shot. How he does that, he does. Now, you're saying that he plays more attention to defense and the little things, yeah. But it's crazy to see those shots in the playoffs. I would be like, if he's doing that,
I don't think
it's not going in, though, Nick.
But I don't think you necessarily see those in the playoffs for one.
And I think you don't know that because he's never done it.
You will. You will.
I mean, you may not. We'll see.
100%.
But here's the thing, right? I think it helps LaMelo that he doesn't have to carry that burden of being the guy every night. Con Knipple situation comes into play here. Now you have a legitimate guy. Now you have a guy. You could argue Con Knipple can be their closer. He can be their guy.
You know who
and now it opens up the game for LaMelo to just do his thing.
See, man, you're missing it. It's not even. Hold on. It's not even Con. It's Brandon Miller. Brandon Miller's the closer.
All of them. It's all of them.
Brandon Miller. It's all of them. Now, I love what Con does, but Con is the third option, and the reason is, he's a better third option.
Depends on the night.
No, he's always going to be the third option, and that's fine.
That's
but he's going to be better than anybody.
He's going to be the number one option on that team.
No, wait, hold on. Okay. Let's pause right here. Let's pause right here. This is a good pause break. Con Kniple's never going to be the number one option. It's always going to be LaMelo Ball because LaMelo Ball has the ball in his hand and he is their playmaker. He's going to be the number one option. And the reason why Con Knipple has been so instrumental in giving them a better structure to winning is because he does unlock LaMelo's game. LaMelo's going to be LaMelo. We've seen this when he had two older brothers that were
I agree with
top 5 ranked.
Yep.
We seen it when he played in Europe. We seen it when he played in Australia, and he shot up the draft board because he was finally doing his game against the pros. And we were like, whoa, hold on. And that's the one thing that I've always said as a basketball analyst is that great players play the same no matter where they play. LaMelo looks the same like
but
when
he's
he
not
was
great.
a freshman at
But you
Chicago.
know,
he's not great.
He's
not a
great
great
this year, Nick.
Now he's got a
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
You are wild to say that LaMelo's not great. You're wild.
He's not a great. You said great players. He's not. He hasn't proven that he's a great player.
Here's the biggest difference though in Charlotte too. Really quick on the biggest difference. You added Kobe White to this lineup, which was a brilliant move. So when LaMelo takes a seat, they don't fall off like they used to when you had Sexton coming in the game. That plus minus dropped tremendously. But now Kobe White, he can get his own basket at any time, and they play him a lot with Khan. Those two play on the floor in that second unit together a lot, and you get scoring that does not fall off. Then you bring back Brandon Miller and LaMelo. You got a rotation going that never falls off a cliff like it used to. That's the thing that makes them dangerous. But in saying that, Ken is right. And the reason I say that is playoff basketball is more intense. It's inside heavy, and Charlotte is built outside in. That can be a problem in the playoffs. We don't have a post player. Our 4 is a stretch 4.
True.
The 5 is just a rebounder. That's all he does.
But their best player, though, Shelton, collapses the defense. And yes, they are outside in, but when you collapse the defense, it's doing the same thing as having a post player. So that's number 1. Number 2, this conversation isn't about championship or going far. We're just saying out of these 2 particular teams, right, that have been a surprise, who can we see potentially winning? Because I'm not putting, Nick, when you were talking about trusting a team, right? Like I don't necessarily trust Charlotte to just like Detroit last year against New York. They were in every game, but down the stretch, they just didn't know how to win. The game that we just witnessed this past weekend with Denver and San Antonio, as much as I've been caping for San Antonio, those are the type of games in the playoffs that they're going to lose to a team like Denver. They're leading the whole game, but when it gets tight, Jamal Murray and Joker showed you that we're the best 2-man game in the league, and they have championship medal. We know how to turn on that light switch. They don't understand that next gear. So I'll give you that, Nick. But when it comes to Charlotte, it's good that they're here. They need that whatever ass whooping that they're lining up to get. They need that ass whooping, but
it's all about
dangerous.
It's all about the process, right?
100%.
It's the maturation period. You got to go through a little bit of a graduation period. It starts by stop being a losing franchise and become a team that can compete for a playoff spot. Then it goes from competing to a playoff spot to being a threat in the playoffs, and then ultimately winning a championship. So Charlotte's along their path, and I think Charlotte and Atlanta are both along their path. I think who has the highest ceiling? I think it's definitely Charlotte because they have high-end talent. As good as Atlanta is, I don't know. Do anybody in Atlanta? Who's the best player in Atlanta? Who's a great player on Atlanta's roster? Jalen Johnson.
Johnson, but
Jalen Johnson.
Is he Denzel Washington or is he a supporting actor? Right? Like, is he the guy that's going to carry you, or is he the guy that is a part of an ensemble? That's the thing.
Denzel Washington's son name.
John David
Washington.
John David.
Manny, I think he has talent, and I think he's on his way to being that guy. But I think what helps the Hawks is CJ McCollum. Because I think he has the experience in the playoffs, and he's that veteran that can score, and he's able to kind of he'll be able to help them down the stretch in playoff games.
And they have
we're talking about roster construction. This team is now better constructed, which is why very similar to Charlotte, which is why they're winning. When I brought up the Hawks a couple of weeks ago, everybody in the chat, we're sitting here clowning because they were still a play-in team, not in chat. When they're still a play-in team, this, that, and other. And now look at them, they're still winning. And
the Hawks
are defense first.
The only issue with the Hawks is when they get into a close, tight, one possession type of game, and you need a bucket. Like sometimes you just need a guy to get you a bucket. Who's getting you that bucket?
CJ, he ain't do shit.
Dylan Johnson, Kaminga, those are the guys that you're trusting. Like, give me the guys in Charlotte. I know those guys can give me a bucket.
But Manny, and I don't disagree. But let's be honest, Atlanta plays defense first. Defense travels. Defense
I agree.
Will get you a game or two.
But you also need offense to win games.
No, 100%. You need buckets in the playoffs. So I don't disagree. That is clutch buckets. That is Atlanta's shortcoming. So in this draft, they'll be able to address that. They're going to get a top 6 pick.
They get New Orleans pick, right?
A-Cuff. Yeah, they could get A-Cuff. You know, if it gets high enough. There's a lot of guys that fit what Atlanta wants to do. You know, so Darian Peterson. There's a lot of guys.
But they're not that far off from Charlotte. That's what I'm trying to say.
No. They're different.
Well, they're different. Yeah, Charlotte has shooting more than anything else. Charlotte.
Yes.
It's a choose type of thing, right?
Charlotte is
do you like what Charlotte's doing, or do you like what Atlanta's doing?
Yeah.
And what's their ceilings? I think both of them have high ceilings. I think it's just a preference thing. Do you prefer what Charlotte's doing when they just have high level talent on the offensive side of the ball, or do you like what Atlanta's doing, where they just have a lot of athletes, a lot of versatile pieces that can impact a lot of different ways? But do you have that guy clutch situations in the fourth quarter in a playoff game that you know, okay, I know Jalen Johnson is going to get me a bucket. I know Risha Shea is going to get me a bucket, or my man from Golden State, I forget his name right now, but I know they're going to get me buckets. I don't know that from Atlanta. I know that from Charlotte. Say whatever you want to say about him defensively, whatever. I know that LaMelo, when I need a bucket, he's going to get me a bucket. I know Khan can get me a bucket. I even know Brandon Miller can get me a bucket. I don't know that about Atlanta. So that's the only reason I'm going with Charlotte in this situation as opposed to Atlanta.
But one last thing, y'all need to stop disrespecting the Knicks. Like everybody's having them, everybody having them like, oh, the team. Nah, because Manny brought it up. His punk ass. Everybody keep on chalking up like, oh, the Knicks don't want to see 4 playing teams playing.
I'm talking shit about my Lakers, but as soon as I bring up the Knicks, you over here. Okay,
no, because we don't give a fuck about none of these plays. All these little premature teams that y'all putting on our plate. That's a tune-up series. That's tune-up series for the Knicks.
God, bro.
Come on, bro.
You over here manifesting Mike Brown getting fired so you can hire Dan Hurley.
Right. That's it. First of all, I said Eastern Conference Finals. That means that Mike Brown, if he loses to Atlanta, Charlotte, one of them, he definitely out of it.
Y'all ain't getting to the Eastern Conference semifinals. What's going to happen?
Manny, I would be on 125th in Harlem waiting on it.
Manny, you sure you needed to come back on this program? Because the last time you was on the program.
Our HBCUs have a legacy that's straight up golden. And McDonald's is proud to help keep it that way. Since 2021, the Golden Arches has connected with the Thurgood Marshall College Fund to provide $1 million in scholarships for students headed to our HBCUs. That kind of cash helps keep bright minds on the yard, dreams within reach, and the future golden. Learn more about McDonald's Black and Positively Golden scholarships at mcdblackscholars.com.
Oh man, yeah, no, man. I think I might have just jinxed my guys, man. I think I might have just jinxed my Lakers, man. Yeah, man, it's rough. It's rough in LA right now, man. You know, we sending guys out to Spain to get.
I saw that, and then y'all got to play the Thunder tonight too. Ooh.
I mean, the regular season is pretty much. I think we're locked into the 3 at worst. The 4th.
4. You have 4 right now. Yeah.
It's so bad. They're saying that the Dallas Mavericks examined Austin Reeves wrong. There's a report out that they just screwed up the medical evaluation with his MRI. Dang, bro, that's dirty.
Wow. I don't know what's going on.
I will say that at least, Manny, you'll get a lot of game film on Bronny to see how good he is and how you want to develop him.
Lord have
Listen, hey, he's had some good moments though. Some ugly ones too, but he's had some good moments.
A broken clock is right twice a day. Right?
How long has what part of the NBA season are we in?
We in like the last week.
This is the first time we've said anything about Bronny doing anything good the whole damn season.
I'm trying to think of those moments, King, because I don't know when those moments are.
When was the last time I said Bronny had some good moments? It's been a while.
Hey, and
his warm-ups look nice. Please don't mention G League.
Hey, getting 50. Hey, getting 50 anywhere you play is nice.
Max McClung.
Yeah, Max McClung.
Mike been balling too.
Anyway, speaking of balling, man, this past Saturday afternoon we witnessed a clash of titans as the Denver Nuggets hosted the red hot San Antonio Spurs. Jokic and the Nuggets came away with a close 136-134 overtime victory. What stood out to you the most about this matchup? And should people consider the Spurs the best team outside of OKC to come out of the Western Conference?
I think these are the top 3 teams in the West: Denver, OKC, San Antonio. The thing that I learned most about this particular matchup, and I alluded to it earlier, is that if San Antonio is going to lose in the playoffs, it's going to be to a team like Denver in potentially the second round. And the fashion that they lost this game, this is just a microcosm of a young, talented team that dominated big stretches of this game. But when it came down to it, they couldn't get what they needed down the stretch. I will say this. I think down the stretch, they need to have a better idea and or game plan to get easier buckets because they really look discombobulated down that stretch. And for me, I put a lot of that on the point guard, De'Aaron Fox. And I understand that Wemby threw him, saying a grenade toward the end, like with the shot clock going down, he had to hurl it. I'm not even talking about that one, but there were a couple of possessions where De'Aaron just missed everything, and to me, as a point guard, he just got to have a little bit more a calming factor over that squad in those moments because that's what they're going to need to win playoff series. And that's the one thing that I didn't see, but outside of that, obviously we know that they're talented. Denver is, hey, look, I said it midway through or very early on in the season, Jamal Murray is back. And if he's balling like that, they could definitely go on a run and they could beat OKC, they could beat San Antonio, they could beat anybody coming out from the East. And shout out to Aaron Gordon as well. Like he is a major contributor to what they got going on. But this was a damn good game and a battle of MVP frontrunners. This is the way that you play if you're going up against somebody else that's in the MVP race. The way that Wemby played, the way that Joker played, I think it's the first time ever for a center to have 13 assists, no turnovers. 40 points, 13 assists, no turnover. That's ridiculous, bro.
They say he be cheating on his assist.
How he be cheating?
You be saying
that
they cheat. I saw that too, Ken.
I was going to say,
I know what I'm talking about.
I saw it.
I was going to say that to me, this is just, I feel like not we as us, but I feel like people always are looking to the future a little bit too early when we got stuff in the present, meaning that people want to crown the Spurs and OKC as like these 2 dynasties in the West when you still got Denver. And I know I'm the only one who was respecting this team, but because they've been to the Western Conference back-to-back, I think Minnesota still has something to say. Mm-hmm. But Denver is the main one that's like, I got to still go through us, especially in Mile High, especially because Joker at this point, he's just a walking 30-point plus triple-double. And if Jamal Murray can live up to his all-star billing and stay healthy for a full postseason, I think Denver can beat both OKC and the San Antonio in 7 games, though. I think both series would go 7, and it'll be more about the nutrition of Denver. But I think this win for the Nuggets was more about, like, we can easily get out – not easily, but we can get out the West. I think, if anything, I would put money that they would get out the West this year.
I mean, it's a for me, it was a regular season game. It meant more to Denver than it did to San Antonio, to be honest with you, because San Antonio is pretty much locked into that number 2 spot, even at the moment of this game. So in saying that, I speak highly of Denver all the time. I do think Denver is the most dangerous team in the West. But at the same time, I'm not going to take too much away from what the Spurs do. They are young, and they do have to prove that they can play at this level. But I still got more confidence in them than most because you got a game changer down there in the post. I know he doesn't have the postseason experience, but when you that dominant like he is right now, MVP candidate and all that translates. And I think he'll be fine in the playoffs. I think this team has the size and defense to make a difference in the playoffs. I do. But
we keep talking about teams like they've done stuff, and you just guaranteeing like that translates.
No, it's not a guarantee. It's not a guarantee
shit to say any of this though. You would say like I'm hopeful.
Well, we watched them for a season. We watched them
Bro,
play well all season.
He hasn't played consistently 30 plus minutes all season, if I'm not mistaken. I could be corrected on that.
But the team is and what you're saying adds even more validation to that. The fact that they're in second place so easily.
Yeah, but it's the
without him
West.
doing all that.
The West is close. You can say that about, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, my thing is fuck the seeding. We've seen Houston last year was a number 1, number 2 seed. That didn't mean shit in the playoffs. All I'm saying is that with San Antonio, bro, y'all, the only 2 teams that I could really vouch for is OKC and Denver. San Antonio still has a lot to prove. Can they get out the first round? If they see the Clippers,
Nick.
You had me until you mentioned the Clippers, bro. You had me until you mentioned the Clippers.
They're only 2.5 games out of first. They almost won the West. That speaks volumes. And especially when OKC started out. Everybody thought OKC was going to walk away, including me.
Again, two things can be true. I can be very impressed and proud of the Spurs from going from shit ball, not making the playoffs, to where they are now. But to say that they can go up against these Titans like a Joker, like what SGA and the refs do for OKC, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not. Like I'm not taking any bets with San Antonio when again, he can get more minutes, he can get more points and rebounds and all that stuff. But y'all only talking about one guy surrounded by a lot of niggas that I don't trust.
I think you're talking about a potential second round matchup, right? If you're talking about OKC and
no,
Denver.
well, I'm saying you're just talking about OKC and Denver that matching up.
If you're talking about San Antonio, for all intents and purposes, they should win. They should beat whoever they play in the second.
They should. You're right. But we seen shit.
Not necessarily in the second round because San Antonio could play Denver in the second round.
Yeah, that's
but they would get out of the first round. Is what I'm saying.
He's saying he's saying 100%. Everybody's saying they're guaranteed to get out of the first round, and I'm the only
you don't think
one.
they're a guarantee? You don't think they're a guarantee to get out?
They're gonna sweep whoever they play in the first round.
Hey, wait, hold on. Put money where your mouth is. Then Nick, put $100 against anybody that's going to get Senate because you'll be a rich man.
I don't care about San Antonio.
I'm just saying.
I do not care about San Antonio much. I'm gonna say it's Manny. I don't know if you watch the show HBO Industry. I know Lou does.
Yeah.
Hey, I am. What's the black girl name? I forgot her name. Harper. I'm betting against. I'm betting against Tinder.
He's short.
I'm taking the short. I'm shorting the Spurs.
Man.
Nah, I mean, listen, I agree with you. I think that San Antonio, it's hard to project on San Antonio because we haven't seen them in a big spot in big series. That being said, I think they should have a pretty easy matchup in the first round. That should kind of get their feet wet and help them kind of move, smoothly into the second round. To me, San Antonio's season is a lot is going to depend on who they match up with in the second round and if they can make it to a conference final. That's where San Antonio's journey is, right? I think that you will learn a lot about them when they match up against Denver, if they match up against Oklahoma City. That's where we'll really get the test for San Antonio. So trying to evaluate them in the first round is whatever. They're going to beat whoever they get in the first round. It's the second round matchup that is going to be a lot of where the true test is going to come in. So I think to answer the original point, what did we learn from the Nuggets and Spurs game? I think we learned that the Nuggets are still a factor. And I also think we learned that San Antonio, for as great as they can be, they still have a lot of question marks. Can they win those close, tight games in the fourth quarter in the playoffs? Everybody talks about De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox is a young point guard. He's only been in the playoffs once. So he doesn't have the experience that, I know he's been in the league a lot longer than most of those guys on that team outside of Harrison Barnes, but he doesn't have the experience in a big spot like other guys, around the league. So, I think that we just seen what we always knew about San Antonio. They're immensely talented. They got a bright future. This year is still a little bit of a question mark because of their inexperience. That's what I think we learned the most. And Denver is Denver. I still don't love their supporting cast outside of Jamal Murray and Jokic, but
so you don't like
Aaron Gordon
from Brooklyn?
I mean, Gordon's Gordon. I like Gordon, but outside of those
Cam
three guys,
Thomas
Johnson. Balling. He was balling that game.
Yeah.
Or not Cam Thomas, Cam Johnson.
Cam
And they
Johnson.
they got Bruce Bowen back. Bruce Brown.
Bruce
Yeah.
Brown.
Yeah, Bruce Brown.
And then with the white Brown.
Brown 3 years
the
after
white
the
boy
fact.
Brown.
Yeah, the athletic white boy. Yeah.
Benny, you wildin'. They have an excellent supporting cast for the way that Joker and Jamal play. Like they have the big athletic guy and Aaron that can guard,
they can make big shots. Yep, and can hit big shots.
Cam Johnson, right, in my opinion, is a better Michael Porter for what they need, right? Not a guy that's going to jack up 20 shots, a guy that's going to take 7 shots but guard, better than the aforementioned guy in Brooklyn. So I like the roster. Now I don't think individually they're as nice as, let's say, OKC or San Antonio, but collectively, the way that they want to play, I think that's a championship roster.
Yeah, right. I mean, I could be selling them short, but I don't love that supporting cast as much as other people.
Well, the narratives are set. We are quickly approaching the playoffs. So we'll see how all of it shakes out. We'll definitely have all of that covered right here on Dead End Sports. Let's move into FIFO's power rankings.
Our HBCUs have a legacy that's straight up golden. And McDonald's is proud to help keep it that way. Since 2021, the Golden Arches has connected with the Thurgood Marshall College Fund to provide $1 million in scholarships for students headed to our HBCUs. That kind of cash helps keep bright minds on the yard, dreams within reach, and the future golden. Learn more about McDonald's Black and Positively Golden scholarships at mcdblackscholars.com.
What you got for us this week, FIFO?
We got the MVP race. Look, I will say that this was made prior to this weekend. So there's going to be some movement, but we talk about the MVP race in the NBA. Pull it up. At number 5, we got Luka. He's having an amazing year. Obviously, we know he's not a defensive stalwart, so let's not even talk about that. But before the grade 2 injury, hamstring injury, he was definitely balling, definitely deserves to be in the top 5. At number 4, we got Jaylen Brown. Jaylen has definitely been balling, has Boston as the number 2 seed in the East when everybody had to count it out. So I got him at number 4. The top 3, this is where I would mix it up. So we could just bum. I have Joker originally at 3. I got Wemby at 2, and I had Shea at 1. I would just flip-flop Wemby and Joker as of right now. I think Shea is the MVP, and I had last week I had Victor as number 1 in the MVP. I'm going to tell you why I have Shea still as the MVP, and I think he will win it, even though I think Joker is a better player right now today. The clutch shots. You look at that clutch metric in terms of being down or being up or being a very close game with the last 3 minutes. I watched that whole Detroit game, and the offense down the stretch was just give it to Shea, and it's like we're going to win the game. And that you need that type of excellent bucket getting to win championships, which is why he has one. And to me, that's the only thing that's separating him from everybody else. Victor has another crazy game. He might usurp Joker. But Joker won head to head. Joker did his thing. So that's the reason why he's number 2 right now. But those are the top 3 though. However you want to put them, Victor, Shea, Joker, that's the top 3 in the MVP race. The other 2 don't really matter.
You keep calling him Victor. I'm wondering who that is. That's Wemby. I know who Victor was.
No, I think this list is fine. I think Shea is going to win it again. He is clutch. He may win clutch player of the year. Because to me, it's still him and Jalen Brunson as far as like guards with the last second shot to make or break it. I'm picking them 2. But I still think that honestly, if they gave it to Joker, I wouldn't be surprised. Wemby got to do another year, and we'll see. I think he's a little too young to be up there if we're trying to win it as a second-year player over Shea and Joker. But if we're
Third year.
talking third year, if we're talking best player in the league, who should win it? It should be Joker.
Well,
I
this
agree
is
with Nick. I think it's Joker. I think just based off what we seen his performance against Wemby the other night, Shea's doing the same thing he did last year, which isn't a bad thing. It was an amazing season. But MVPs are about narrative. And I think Joker having the type of season that he's having, also averaging a triple-double, also looking like the baddest man on the planet, he going to get a strong push for it at the end of the season.
Not going to happen. It's going to be Shea.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now that Luka's hurt.
He wasn't gonna win that.
He
shit.
wasn't gonna win.
yeah.
Jaylen Brown deserves a lot of credit though for this. Like he's truly proven
really
that
He does. He does.
he's proven that he's the best player on that team.
This year.
Yeah.
Period. He won.
This year.
Nah, he does deserve a lot of credit though.
Yeah.
Because that team, what they were able to do this year, a lot of it on his shoulders. There's in a lot of ways, I think he's underrated. Just a lot of people don't really give him a lot of credit. And to have the season that he's had, plus that team respond without Tatum, who arguably is their best player. Shout out to Jaylen Brown.
I don't think it's close at this point.
Yeah, he had 35. He had 35.
For this year, you can say that. For this year, you can say that.
Can you see what Sheldon was talking about? Charlotte was up on Boston. He ain't say shit after that.
Hey man, it went left, Nick. It went left.
that white boy was hitting them threes.
Hey Nick, it went left quick.
Pritchard was scary.
He be lighting people up, Nick.
He do. That's why I didn't talk trash. It's still Boston. Boston ain't no joke right now.
Now Jaylen had a couple good shots too, and that's what I'm saying. Like,
he played.
He's
a good rider.
I looked and saw the score. It was like 1-1 or something, and it was like 7 minutes left. So I was like, "Oh, there's still a lot of time left in the game." So I was just waiting for an update from Shelton.
Nah, man, LaMelo had 36 in the beginning of the third quarter. He got 36 to end the game. So yeah, that was a rough one.
Yeah.
That's what I said. It goes to show you what
He got 36.
Yeah, he had 36 in the third. FIFO.
He was doing that.
Hey Ken, he used to having 36 in a loss, so it ain't that different.
What it goes to what? Like I said, my biggest fear, which is not really a fear. I want them to get another draft pick. I want one more pick, but that's not a hit on that. We're in the playoffs now, but my biggest fear is going to be when the shooting is, even if the shooting is a little bit off, you got to play perfect, and that's something that's tough to do.
Listen, Charlotte's had a hell of a year. Had a hell of a year. This is a building block for them in the future. This is a building block. This is a year that they can use next year.
Why not? Can be consistent? Can be consistent.
Oh, it's LaMelo is the one, but I
and he's their best player.
LaMelo. I think.
Yeah, just the same way you hated Luka. That's cool.
I just think that y'all are doing Con Nipples wrong. That's all I'm saying.
How are we doing them wrong? So he's the best player on that team.
He get his credit.
He is the best player on that team.
Story.
Who is, man? You joking?
Story.
Con is the best player. I'll say this right now, he's not, but in 2 years he will be.
Man, he's not. And you keep selling out Brandon Miller. Brandon Miller is the one that you can.
If I need a wingman, if I need a nice shooter, Brandon Miller's the guy.
Brandon Miller do it all. He done dunked on everybody.
Ken, what was you saying before they rudely interrupted?
Sorry, Ken.
You know what, Nick? I don't know. They know they can't do that to old people, bro. I think I was just saying that they all, they're trying to rewrite this narrative to make it seem like it's all about LaMelo, and it hasn't been all about LaMelo. They doing the same shit that LeVar was doing, front running, trying to sell this narrative about LaMelo being this winning player and all this other shit. LaMelo is a player that can put up stats, but it don't really amount.
I put it to you like this. If you took LaMelo Ball off of that roster, they're barely a playing team.
No, they aren't even that FIFO. Like I said, when he came off the court, it's better now that White is there. Look, before, if Melo came off the court, the plus minus was tremendously different. You could not play without LaMelo.
Play. He can play. He can put up numbers. There's no denying that.
Yeah, no one's denying that.
I'm just saying that they doing this, man. Every time I go on Twitter, now I'm all seeing about fucking LaMelo Ball, and I'm like,
listen,
where did this start?
LaMelo's a talented guy. He just needs to prove it that he can do it in winning situations, and he'll get his opportunity. I mean, LaMelo is what people think Trae Young is.
LaMelo 6'7".
Well, yeah. Anyway, I know LaMelo hasn't played any winning basketball yet, but he has a crazy offensive bag and isn't afraid to hoop. Should the Hornets keep him, or are there any other teams y'all would love to see him on?
I love to see him play in Minnesota with Ant. You know what their hype song would be?
They would be fighting.
That would be fun.
No, they would not fight. It would be hype me up. That would be their theme song, bro. Like Ant is super intense, and LaMelo, you got to remember, bro. Like he's used to being like the little bro, so it's like you got to push him to be great. Bro, them dudes would be hyping each other up. They'd be throwing between the leg, behind the back alley-oops to each other. Like, nah, bro. Like,
I don't like the idea of having a ball dominant guard.
Ant is a winning player.
That's my thing is like, people, this is NBA 2K. I'm with you, but when we talking about actual personalities, bro, I would never. Even Ant would say, bro, get that nigga away from me.
But I mean, I think the question is a little messed up because I think he's in Charlotte, man. He's gonna be in Charlotte. I mean, they're building something.
They're gonna re-up.
Yeah, they're gonna re-up.
Gonna get that Supermax.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's gonna get that whether he's worth it or not. We shall see. He'll have his opportunity in about a week. But yeah, I think he's in Charlotte for the foreseeable future. So and they're building something there.
Is it a lock?
Our HBCUs have a legacy that's straight up golden. And McDonald's is proud to help keep it that way. Since 2021, the Golden Arches has connected with the Thurgood Marshall College Fund to provide $1 million in scholarships for students headed to our HBCUs. That kind of cash helps keep bright minds on the yard, dreams within reach, and the future golden. Learn more about McDonald's Black and Positively Golden scholarships at mcdblackscholars.com.
Is it a lock that Charlotte and Atlanta are coming out of the play-in?
Yeah. Well, Atlanta's not going to be in the play-in. Nick, Atlanta is out of the play-in. They're in.
Have you seen they last
six?
They last few games? They made like the seeding can be changed. You know what I'm saying? Like,
they're not coming out though.
You gotta look at everybody's schedule right now. So
Atlanta's in fifth.
Charlotte.
When does the season? When does the season end?
The season ends on the 12th.
So what? Sunday?
Yeah, I think
it's been over for Spike.
But yeah, to answer your question,
the Hawks played the Cavs twice.
And the Cavs are locked into the 4th seed, so I don't think they're gonna go crazy.
They're gonna beat down the Cavs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it just depends on the remaining schedule. But I mean, yeah, I think the Hawks and the Hornets are the two teams that are coming out of that playing. I mean, the Magic have just completely fallen off. Moses is about to lose his job.
Yeah.
And then the Heat. I mean, you can't ever discount the Heat. The Heat are a veteran team, well coached. For one game, I think they're definitely dangerous, but I think you would have to have your smart money on Atlanta and Charlotte. I would say out of the two of them, I trust Atlanta less than Charlotte.
I'm praying the Raptors stay exactly where they at. So the Knicks can we got a tune-up series, boy.
Yeah, and the what's the other team in this? Sixers aren't playing. Well, it depends on which Sixers show up. If they allow Joel Embiid to play, they're gonna be fine. So that's a tough team in the play.
Sixers are the Clippers of the Eastern Conference.
Yeah. Damn. With Amari Stoudemire making the Hall of Fame, should D Rose be a lock?
Yes.
Nigga, if Amari Stoudemire made the Hall of Fame, Antonio McDyess can make the Hall of Fame. Marcus Camby can make the Hall of Fame. Rasheed Wallace can make the Hall of Fame.
Antonio McDyess was perfect.
Yeah, that's
a real good comp.
Tom Chambers can make the Hall of Fame.
Larry Johnson,
Alfonso Ellis,
Alfonso Ellis, Dale
Larry
Davis,
Johnson,
Stacey Augman,
Yeah, but I was gonna say,
AC Green can make the Hall of Fame.
Gerald Wilkins.
Oh my
Elvin
God!
Campbell.
Like, listen, I'm an Amari
AC Green
fan.
is
I
in the
hate
Hall
to
of
do
Fame.
this.
Yeah, he
no,
is
you're
in the Hall
not.
of
No,
Fame.
you're not. If you mention
I am.
if you
I
mention
love Amari in the Suns, but
if you're
bro,
mentioning
come on,
Amari, if you mention stat with Antonio McDyess,
Stormont Swift can make the
Where's the
Hall of
lie?
Fame.
And McDyess is nice though, bro. You tripping?
Listen,
Hey,
I
Amari
agree
can make
with
the Hall
you.
of Fame.
Amari
Listen,
Stoudemire is Antonio McDyess.
no, he's not, bro.
No,
That is
you
very
wildin'.
close.
You would
That's
never,
very
you would,
close.
you would never build a, you would never build a team. You would never,
Not
yeah.
Amari Stoudemire.
you would never build a team around Antonio McDyess.
Either one of
The
them.
Knicks tried it. Ask Isaiah.
Listen, Isaiah was a cancer. the Knicks got out somehow, some way. We don't talk about the Isaiah days.
Isaiah said, "Nigga, Antonio McDyess on a torn ACL. Sign me up." Nah, man. I think Derrick Rose was a lot before Amari Stoudemire made it. But if you're letting Amari Stoudemire make the Hall of Fame, I mean, it's open. It's an open season for a lot of guys. Hell, Zach Randolph should make the Hall of Fame.
You see what Doc Rivers saying? Doc Rivers coming.
He's talking about his grandkids.
No, I can't
Yeah,
hear
there's
what
some drama going on in Milwaukee, and they asked him something about it, and he started talking about his grandkids. Is what they said.
it's time for Doc. Doc, it's time.
He said, "Look at my resume. Google me." He hit him with
Go
the,
ahead and sit it down, Doc. Doc, I like
he didn't
you.
say Google me. I hope he didn't pull the
He did the Kirk
Signetti line.
Yeah.
Doc, it's time. It's time, man. Come on to the house. Do some broadcasting. You know, do something.
Don't nobody want to hear that voice.
It's time, man.
Nick, why you don't like Doc, man?
Bruh, because I know what Doc is. Same way I don't. Y'all got me hating on Tracy McGrady. It's the same reasons y'all talk about Doc.
You wild on
Hey, if Nick loves you, he loves you. He hates you, he hates you.
Bruh, because it's y'all that do that. I had nothing
bugging on Tracy McGrady, gang.
Well, Doc maybe because he be throwing players under the bus. That's the thing I didn't like about Doc. And I'm a Rondo fan, so all that stuff between him and Rondo, I took Rondo's side. But T-Mac, y'all got T-Mac fucked up. I respect T-Mac. I respect the hell out of him. I think he was a great player, but he ain't the guy who y'all keep saying he is.
Oh,
He's better than Amari Stoudemire.
He is not better than Amari Stoudemire.
Yes,
Bro,
Yes,
the fact
he
that you're even
is, bro.
comparing these two is ridiculous.
I would take standing tall and talented
No,
over T-Mac.
no way, bro.
No, the fuck you wouldn't.
No.
Hey.
T-Mac was
Horace Grant.
compared
Horace
to
Grant better than
Kobe.
Amari Stoudemire.
Nah, you bugging now. Shut up, Spike.
Harvey Grant is one.
This nigga's bugging right now. Fuck out of here.
Oh,
The world be free.
Get in late, man. That was the last thing, man. I thought it was something else I saw.
Nigga said Anthony Mason is better than.
I love that.
DSU, baby. Let's go.
Oh,
Tennessee State University. Anthony Mason is better than Amari Stoudemire.
No, he's not. But the hall really needs to get some sort of guardrails, man, because we just letting anybody in the hall now.
Mhm.
Oh,
Rick Smith's better than Amari Stoudemire.
You tripping?
hey man, I want to ask you this real quick. I know you ain't in LA, but you close to it. Was it Kanye came off the SoFi stuff, right? And then they canceled the whole festival because UK banned them from even going into the country. It was crazy. Is there ever going to be like? Is he? To me, somebody was trying to break this down. Like he's the run that Kanye has been on for 20 plus years, as far as like still being at top level billing. Will people forgive him? Do you think people are going to forgive him over time? Like, is he ever going to get back to where he's like being Kanye?
No. I think no. I mean, I think
So you
he'll
don't think
always
he's
have
forgiven now?
No.
Nah. They canceled the whole festival.
If he was forgiven now, the festival would be going on.
I don't think on a mainstream level, I don't think Kanye is forgiven. I think Kanye is Kanye, and he's always a big enough star where he'll always command some sort of an audience. But I don't think in polite society, I don't think Kanye West has been forgiven. You ain't gonna see Kanye at the Grammys just popping up or presenting. You ain't gonna see Kanye on a commercial for State Farm or some shit like that.
Oh, so he got to live on the road.
Yeah. Basically. I mean, he's got enough money where he's good. and he'll always be able to draw an audience because again, he's Kanye and he's got 20 plus years of hits and catalog. But as far as on a mainstream level where you see him accepted back into the fold, I just don't see it. Bro, once you attack Jews, bro, it's pretty much over. You can say whatever the fuck you want about niggas, but when you say something about Jews, it's a wrap.
Everybody, y'all talking Robert Horry or James Harden career? Y'all see that smooth pivot?
I'm taking James Harden career.
Manny said the J word. I'm like,
I mean, I want James Harden's bank account. Listen, listen, James Harden is I need a retrospective on James Harden's career because the amount of coaches and teams he's destroyed and the belief and the faith that the people still have in James Harden, it needs to be studied in the Smithsonian. It really does.
I'm definitely taking Robert Horry's career.
Yeah.
Are you sure about that?
Yes,
I would say Robert Horry's career. I would be James Harden's
championships you can't replace.
Look,
no, FIFA. Okay. Real quick, FIFA, because they remember me for the complete opposite of what they remember James Harden for.
Yeah,
I get that, and I don't disagree. Obviously, he got multiple championships from multiple teams, but James Harden, how many MVPs he got? He got one.
He just got one.
All right, he got one MVP. Multiple scoring championships, and like Manny said, the bag, bro. Like he made like 4 times.
We take the money.
The money ain't in it.
If we include money, then yeah.
Hold on, one at a time. Go ahead, man.
I was just gonna say, legacy. All the things that you said you're right, FIFO. But my thing is legacy wise. How do you want to be remembered? How do you want
as an MVP?
You die.
The best.
What do you want your year to be? And James Harden is like, yeah, he was a really good scorer. A guy who dominated at times, was a cancer, was unreliable, never showed up in the postseason, ruined 4 or 5 franchises.
But okay, that's cool. But you know what though? James Harden changed the game. This step back, you know what I'm saying? Pickup dribble, not necessarily because they're pushing creativity of dribbling. Like they really are.
Nobody gonna give him credit for that though.
Yeah, I understand that. No, I understand that. But what I'm saying is, me speaking as James Harden is something that you can argue for yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? An elite scorer, top 3 at his position for at least half a decade. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, yeah, you got all of those championships in terms of Robert Horry, but you were never the best.
No, you never the guy.
No. Hold on though. Yeah, like not even not being the guy. I made the most important play on most of those.
That's teams. Cool. But you're not the guy.
I won the chip. Yeah, that's fine.
But you could argue without him and
taking the money out of it. If we
they don't win those championships.
Right. If we taking money out of it, I hit the biggest shot in the biggest moment.
Well, and guess who's gonna make the Hall of Fame? Me or you? It ain't you.
But nigga, that ain't nothing to brag about because but
it's still. I understand that, but at the end of the day, it's still a thing.
Talking to my grandkids as Robert Horry, I got a better story to tell than James Harden do.
Listen, that's the Cam Newton question of FIFA. Which is more important, individual success or the team accolades? They asked Cam Newton that question: would he give up his championship? I mean, his MVP for a championship? And he said no. But most people would say they would. Robert Horry will be remembered as Big Shot Rob. That's what he's known for. When you talk about James Harden, he's known for being a choke artist.
But how far generationally does it go? Right? Like, because these kids don't talk about no damn Robert Horry. They damn near don't watch basketball.
But you'll see that Robert Horry shot in every highlight reel for NBA history. What highlight reels are you going to see for James Harden? A step back 3-pointer to give him 60 points in a random meaningless regular season game?
Hey, at the end of the day, he's an MVP of this.
And league. I think what I think hurts James Harden too, I think it's just the lack of playoff success. Not like he hasn't won. Like he's just a completely different player in the postseason than he was in the regular season. Like he's a regular season merchant. And then he gets into the postseason and it's just like dead on arrival.
Career as the guy, you know, I get like he's doing a lot of damage to him. But it's not we forget this guy did play in the finals before.
As a 6-man.
Well, very
and he shot horribly in that final.
And we didn't even think he was horribly that good. And then he went to, but I'm just saying, when we're talking about his career, He was in the finals, and then we could say, in retrospect, that was we should have known then. But nobody even knew James Harden was even all that good. But in terms of his resume, playing in the finals, lost to the Heatles, and then went on and completely changed the Houston Rockets around and became like a superstar in this league for years until his postseason failure started to catch up with him. And
James
that
Harden's
started to
career.
change everything.
James Harden's career is going to come down to Game 7. What was it, June or May of 2018? 24-point lead. Hit number 1 seed, has the defending champs on the ropes, and he folded. And that's James Harden's career in a nutshell. He folded. And then you have other postseason series after that and before that where he's folded. Like, his postseason is the biggest issue with him. It's like you can't even embrace him because he's just been so bad. And then his exits from teams, what he did to Houston, what he did to Philly, what he did in Brooklyn, the Clippers. Like, can I go on? Like, yeah. So, yeah, most people pick James Harden's career because, you know, he made the money and was a superstar. But, man, give me Robert Horry, man. My shot is going to live in infamy forever. Like, every highlight package in NBA history, you're going to have
rings.
Yeah.
All right, last one as we close out. Manny spent 10 minutes propping up T-Mac just to kill Harden.
First of all, no. I got to defend this. First of all, I wasn't propping up T-Mac, but I was just saying to compare Amari Stoudemire to T-Mac. That's all I was saying. I'm not even a T-Mac guy. I've said this several times. I'm not even a T-Mac.
Hey, Sheldon, I didn't rather T-Mac is Larry Hughes with a lazy eye.
Oh my God, bro!
You're wrong, Nick.
Not Larry Hughes, bro.
And James Harden is Pete Maravich was melanin. Like, come on now.
That's time to go. All right, man, we appreciate you guys tuning in, man. We'll be back next week. Manny, appreciate you coming through again.
Yes, sir.
And we'll catch you guys next week. We out. Peace.
See.